Remember a long time ago when I said that I was going to change things in my fish room, scale back, have less tanks, make it easier for myself? Well, it's really hard when people always reach out to you and say, hey, do you want a free tank? I have a tank that you can come pick up, you can have it, etc., etc., etc. Now, a lot of times I just pass. I just don't want extra glass tanks. You know, I have some extra ones already that just kind of get in my way, and I don't end up utilizing them. What do you do when someone says, hey, I have a couple really nice acrylic tanks, do you want them? Then you kind of scratch your head and say, okay, well, I'll come by and take a look and I'll take them off your hands. So that's what happened. I ended up, a friend of mine reached out to me, and he had some tanks that he moved from one house to another house and got rid of a bunch of tanks, and he had a couple really nice tanks he wanted to get rid of, and didn't end up selling them or anything. So he said, hey, do you want them? You can come by and pick them up. So because I have a truck, I just said, okay, I'll be by. He lives like literally like 7 minutes from my house. So I drove down there, grabbed the tanks, threw them in the back of the truck with stands and everything, and brought them home. So then I came into my fish room, and I'm walking around thinking, what can I do? Where can I put these tanks? Could I add these 2 tanks to my fish room? And again, as I said before, I wanted to kind of scale back and do a little bit less down here, not have to do so much work with so many tanks and have to maintain and do all these water changes and everything. But to get a couple nice acrylic tanks is hard to pass up. So then I'm starting to think, okay, maybe I can just replace some of the tanks with what I have, and just kind of upgrade. So I got a really nice 75-gallon acrylic tank, and I got a very nice, I think it's a 50-gallon acrylic tank. It's 3 feet long. I forgot the height. We can go look at it in a second. The 75 gallons acrylic also, and it is 4 feet long, of course. It's 24 inches tall and like 15 inches front to back. So not as deep as like a normal 75 gallon, like a glass one. That's 18 inches front to back, but then that's going to be a little bit shorter. This one's a lot taller. So I found a couple places where I thought we could put them, and I want to ask you guys what you think, and we'll see. So one of the ideas I have is I have this 37-gallon Brichardi tank right here, and I was thinking that I could replace this 37-gallon with that 50-gallon acrylic, because the stand that I built that it's on is the perfect dimensions. It's a 3-foot stand, so it's going to be a little bit wider for the fish, and that's good because I have some aggression issues in there. And then of course it's going to be, you know, about 13 gallons more in volume, so more water volume, more surface area for the fish to swim around. And then I have my Pseudotropheus solosi tank here, and actually they just spawned, so I've got a bunch of babies and a 10-gallon down below. But right way down there, right there, they're in one of those tanks. So anyway, so this is my Pseudotropheus solosi tank. You guys know this tank. The males are blue, the females are yellow. This is a 40-gallon breeder. It's perfect right now for these 6 fish that I have in there, the 2 males and the 4 females. But wouldn't a 75-gallon be a lot better for these dwarf Mbuna? Kind of like my 75-gallon Mbuna tank over there. So I think what I want to do, and again, I have this space here. This is a 4-foot stand across that I built, so I could just put a sheet of plywood there and a little thin layer of foam because it's acrylic, and then put the tank there. So it would go all the way across. It would span the entire length of this stand, and then it would be about this tall, right around there, and go right across. So what do you guys think? Do you think I should just go ahead and make that change? I think it's pretty seamless. That way I'm not having to do a bunch of work as far as like more maintenance on tanks. It's just basically taking 2 existing tanks and making the water volume bigger, which is going to be better as far as the fish are in there, as far as, you know, the space that they have. It might make me have to do less work with less water changes because we have more water volume, so the nitrates are dissipated. So anyway, that's my idea, is to change the 40 breeder to a 75-gallon, and then change this 37 to a 50. I think it's 50. I'll take some measurements. My other idea, sorry, I'm just kind of holding the camera here. My other idea was to maybe like remove these 2 tanks, my bow front guppy tank and my shell dweller tank here, and then do like maybe the 75-gallon tank here across. But then I'd have to put these somewhere, and I don't want to really get rid of them. I could obviously put the 20 down below, but I do like this bow front. It's my oldest tank. I think everyone's oldest tank is a bow front. That's really all the space I really have, because I've kind of, you know, everything's kind of situated the way it should be situated. So I don't know. Anyway, share down below your thoughts on what you think I should do. Should I go ahead with my plan, which I really want to do? I think that's pretty easy to do. Shouldn't take me more than maybe an hour to do both tanks by myself. But anyway, let's go outside. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at these tanks. It might be a little bit dark. We're gonna leave the fish room here. Got my garage open. So here we're in the garage. We've got the 75 gallon. Now I'm not going to use the stand. I'll probably give the stand away. It's a nice stand. It's, you know, solid wood and everything. But this is the acrylic tank. So very nice, nice seams. It's not scratched up. He did a good job of taking care of it. He is a fish guy. And then here is the other tank, which is the 50, which I'll measure and put the dimensions there. So anyway, that's what I had to share. I wasn't really planning on doing any additions to the fish room. I wasn't planning on doing anything different down there, but the fact that this presented itself, hard to pass up. So anyway, comment down below what you think I should do. Okay, now it's time for the comments. This is a new section that I'm doing at the end of my videos. Well, most of my videos, and going to a previous video and reading the comments, trying to find some funny ones or some that I feel like I need to answer, or just comments in general. One of them was from Stephen Tomlinson, and he wrote, "Nice Spyderco Delica with the spidey edge." Yes, this is my trusty little Spyderco. That was not as smooth as I anticipated. It's like I'm Peter McKinnon or something. Anyway, this is a very trusty little knife. I've had this knife, it's just like a little knife I keep in my pocket or in my fanny pack or whatever. I've had this thing for easily 12 years. Yeah, or longer, right around there. Maybe longer than that. No, definitely longer than that. 14 years? 14 years, and it's still nice and tight, nice and sharp. So anyway, yep, I use that to cut open that bag of gravel. The next comment is from Hawaiian Fishkeeper, and basically, you guys read the comment here. He basically said that me washing the rice or washing the gravel reminded him of washing rice. So for those of you that eat rice, or if you're Asian or part Asian or whatever, island or whatever, and if you cook a lot of rice, you know that you take the white rice, you put it in a pot, put water in there, stir it around, pour out that starchy kind of talc or whatever they've used to keep it from sticking together. And yeah, so it's very, very similar to washing rice. And then he also laughed at how I gutted the bag of gravel with my knife. So yes, I have had some hands-on combat training. For those of you that don't know, I am a former fighter, grew up in the martial arts. There's some stuff back there you can see. Kickboxer, black belt, etc. Plus I was in the Marine Corps, and we did knife training obviously in the Marine Corps with the K-bar. Ooh, I have a K-bar right here. Totally unscripted there. I was actually using this K-bar to tap in little tiny nails because I changed my Christmas lights there behind me. All right, and the last question or the comment, or it is a question, is from Aqua Golly, and she wrote, "Is there a Tazawa Tanks tank top, or perhaps you should make a Tazawa's Guns shirt?" So no, there is no tank top. Currently, I only have the gray Tazawa Tanks t-shirt and the black Tazawa Tanks t-shirt. However, a friend of mine that I worked out with at the gym today, I found out that he has a hookup on t-shirts. Currently, I'm having to order them online, and you know, I have to order like a bunch at a time and spend like $1,000 or whatever to get a bunch of shirts. Well, he's got some deal where it's gonna cost me like half as much, which means I might be able to add some different things to the store. So maybe a Tazawa Tanks t-shirt is in the works. If you'd like a Tazawa Tanks tank top, comment down below if you would wear one. Not too many people wear tank tops. I love wearing tank tops, so that's no surprise. And if I do, maybe I'll do something different, a different design or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, comment down below. So that is it for the comments from the last video or two. And otherwise, yeah, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Don't forget to comment down below. Catch you on the next one.